So let's start with your environment card. This is the Page of Wands, and the wands are the work we do, the message we put out in the world, our life force. They represent, in a way, the fire signs, talking about Leo, Sagittarius, and Aries, but not really. It's just passion. It's being passionate about what you do. And the pages represent new news, or it's newness, like the knights represent moving forward, the queens represent the essence of the particular suit, and the king has mastered it. So the page is a little bit of new. I feel like you guys are ready to move things forward. I think you're ready to see some accomplishment in the work you've been doing, and some more money and abundance coming from what you're doing. I feel that some of you have been tired, and there was some releasing, or there is going to be releasing. I'm actually doing this before the moon, the full moon on May 10th is in Scorpio, and it's about releasing. So hopefully by then that you all will have felt some releasing of restrictions, because I know you've been working hard trying to make things happen. I feel that. I feel like you think that you've been overcompensating for possibly, if you're in a marriage, that you're the one that's been doing more of the work, and you're physically tired. I just feel a physically tiredness from you guys. I'm going to look into my my quartz crystal and see what else I gain from this. It is, however, a positive card. It does mean that, you're working towards your gifts and your talents and your abilities. I feel like there, you've held out the rope to other people to, in other words, say that if you were around water, this is a metaphor, excuse me, you're around water, and there's people that, there's people out in the water, and it's too deep, and they need a rope to hang on to be pulled back in. I feel like you're the one that's been pulling people up. You're the one that's been making things happen. And this may not only be in a relationship, a romantic or love relationship, but this also could be in business, partnership, and or with your clients. It's like, wow, you're doing all this work, and to you, the others or other person doesn't seem like they're pulling their weight, and you're having to reel them in when they sink, or when they seem like they're sinking, or when they seem like they don't understand what you're talking about, or what's going on. It's like you have the answers, Cancer, and they're just sort of out there, and that's your perception. I'm not really sure it's true, but I feel like for a lot of you, that's how you felt. And so, we go with our feelings, and, test those out and see if that's really the truth. Take a deep breath and see if that's really the truth. But I do feel like a lot of you have done the hard work. I do feel like there's accomplishments to come out of you're pulling people up by the bootstraps, though. I do feel like that you're going to see some rewards and hear some recognition around that. So, hang on. The second card is the challenge card, and this is the Four of Wands. So it's another wand card. And the Four of Wands usually in a spread is very positive. It represents seeing the fruits of your labor. Actually there's fruits on the table within this artwork here. Here's the Four of Wands. Here's the wreaths. To me, that normally represents celebration. And also, here's a couple. So it could be two in the traditional meaning that two people meet through a work ventureship, a work partnership, or your business, a place of business. Now, this is in the challenge position. So it feels like, again, I feel I'm going off of this card. Maybe I was reading into the next one of the challenge, but I feel like it's the same thing. If, you're ready to see the fruits of your labor. I mean, I don't want to belabor no pun intended, but I don't want to belabor this point, but that's just what I'm feeling. And and seeing. Let me look into the crystal and see if there's anything else that comes up for you guys. I feel like it's been a slope, like, if you're trying to reach the top of the mountain, and I feel like you're really hiking your way up there, and it feels sometimes like it's a struggle, and you have to stop and drink water or rest your feet, and this could have something to do about physical challenges as well. If any of you all are having back issues, if you're sitting too long, then in a chair, in your car, maybe your commute to work has been lengthy, just because I'm needing to stretch my back while I'm doing this reading. So I'm feeling like I'm at least connecting with a few of you out there. So, stretching exercises before you go out in the morning or the afternoon or evening or whenever your shift is, getting up from work and walking around, doing some walking is good for you. If bending over is prohibited, because I'm getting some of you, it's even a problem, and it may be some of you elderly cancers, of a problem of bending over. So of course, be careful when you pick up heavy items. Use your knees more than your back is what they say, but be careful with your knees too. I don't know why I'm getting all these cautionary, but this is in the challenge position. So, just saying what's coming up here. I feel like a lot of you are feel like you're dealing with papers, or you're trying to get papers straight, get papers organized. It's like, dang, these papers. I'm seeing you shuffling through them, or looking for one in particular that you wrote some notes, and it's like, where did I write those notes? Maybe they're on stickies, but I'm seeing full size 8.5 by 11 papers of you shuffling. Yeah, because I sort of feel out of breath. Okay. All right. So balance, when we feel this way, it's like, take a deep breath. I know when I can't find something, I'll sometimes just walk out of the room or do a different task, or walk outside in nature. That always relaxes me. That always grounds me and gets me out of my headspace. And then I come back in, and lo and behold, I usually find what I'm looking for. Okay, so the third card is the unexpected, and this is the King of Swords. This particular deck calls it the King of Athames. Well, the King of Swords is usually archetypally an air sign, which would be a Libra, Aquarius, or Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I do, for some of you, feel like it's a Gemini, although this particular card a lot of times represents a Libra. But I am feeling Gemini for a lot of you. So let me know in the comments below. The people cards, the face cards, the Queen, Kings, Knights, they're different people to everyone. But I'm feeling that this is an actual person. I don't feel like you're taking on the essence of the king. I feel like this is an actual person. I feel like it could be legal documents. Here we go with documents again. So you could have some legal paper signed. It could be taxes. It could be wills probating. It could be documents that you need to sign for a lease, for a space, purchasing a new business. But I do feel like this person comes into play, or the essence of this. It may be an unexpected, maybe someone, because this is of course the position it's in. It may be that someone says, oh, by the way, you need to sign this paper. Oh, by the way, you forgot to sign on this particular line. But I feel like it's going to be unexpected for you. It may be as much as, a traffic ticket. Sorry to say, for some of you, it might be a traffic ticket. And you're like, oh my gosh, those red and blue lights. In the U.S., the red and blue. So it's never fun to see those. Or it may be for some of you, you receive news in the mail, and it's just a bit of news that wants you to sign some documents or some piece of paper. It doesn't have to be a full, 30-page blown document. Let's see. Let me look at my crystal and see if I get anything else. Yeah, so I am seeing swords, which is interesting. In the crystal, I'm seeing 1, 2, 3, 4, and 4 going up. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 going up and 1 going down. So I feel like for the most part, there's forward movement with this. You may feel a little bit of a hiccup or a stopping point, or it stops you in your tracks, but I feel like whatever it is, this King of Swords, you do move forward. It's not like, oh my God, this is the Tower card and everything stops, which the Tower can move us forward because it makes us let go of everything. But I feel like you feel like, okay, yes, I need to sign that. I will sign that. I'll get it done. I'll send it in. I'll fax it in. I'll email it in, whatever you need to do, and take care of it and be done with it. All right. And then the last card of your reading, which is the outcome card, probably could not be any better. I guess if it were the Sun card, or maybe one of the Ten of Pentacles or Ten of Cups. But this is the World card. This is the last card, or the Universe, the last card of the major arcana. So this card denotes to me understanding all the lessons and experiences you've had in life, or a lot of them, that has taken you to the point of enlightenment, achievement, accomplishment, job well done, rewards. Here's the moon here, so you've paid attention to your intuition, or at least at times you have. Here's the sun. You know, it enables you, if you pay attention to your intuition, to manifest, because then we can discern what's right and what's wrong for us, or not right. Let's just put it that way. It's the tree of life. There's a beautiful bird here that's flying beside the tree, has more time to develop. So I feel like by the end of May, Cancer, that this particular month is going to seem positive for you. And I will say, fortunately, for most of the signs so far, the outcome card has been positive. It's been interesting. So let's take a look in the crystal. And again, did I show you the crystal? Actually, I'd like for some of you to look into it and make any comments below if you see any symbol, or while I'm holding it here, meaning to you by looking into the crystal. It may not, but I'm putting it under a light that's to the right. See that right there? That feels like orbs, or it looks like orbs, doesn't it? I know that's my ceiling fan up there, but I think to me, that feels like enlightenment, because there's another one that's light blue. That's interesting. I don't know if you guys saw that, but there may be a lot of spiritual enlightenment, the feeling of towards the end of this month, or that your guides are around you, archangels, if you pay attention to them, or if you have one in particular that you like, Archangel Michael, the protector, Archangel Raphael, is good for the health. So if any of you are having those health problems I was talking about earlier, he's a good one for that. Gabriel's the messenger, and on and on. But I do see a lot of movement in some of your crown chakras. In the beginning of the month reading, the beginning of the month of May, I pulled a chakra card for each sign. I do not remember what yours was, Cancer. I don't, but I am feeling that pay attention to your crown chakras. That's on top of our head, of course. It's the color purple. It's or indigo. It's spiritual wisdom. Lots of activity. And that spiritual wisdom can help you, manifest on the earthly plane. Paying attention again to your very, very pronounced intuition. All right, so let's pull some clarification cards. Pull a couple of those. This one wants to come out big time. So does this one. So does this one. Okay, so we have 3. All right. I said 2, but we're going to go with all 3. All right, so the first card that came out, and this is interesting because it's the only really I wouldn't even say negative, but it's the Eight of Swords. Athames again. Well, the Eight of Swords is feeling tied, bound, can't make a move. She has her bandana over her eyes so she can't see. Here's the swords around her. This is in your thinking, though. This is in the thinking. I feel like it has to do with this Page of Wands. Remember I said it's like you're having to save other people or scoop up other people, and you feel like you haven't been able to make movement where you are. But again, that's a thinking, that's a thought, that's not the truth, of course. It looks like if she just falls over, then she could untangle herself, open her arms, spread out her arms, open her heart, and she wouldn't be in her head so much. So that's interesting that card came up. The next one that came up is the Knight of Cups. Oh, interesting. Then also the Knight of Wands. Oh, well, that's fun. Okay. So the Knight of Cups feels like, to me, this is you. This is a water sign, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This can mean many different things. This is a proposal of marriage. It could be a proposal of a new job opportunity, a new client. It could be the services you're offering people. It feels like you're being very open and like, here, would you like, this is what I have to offer. This is the amount I charge. Or if you're looking for a new job, then, I just feel like that this is you, and you have a lot to offer. And it's facing the Knight of Wands, and that's about our work. Remember, this the one you've had 1, 2, 3 wand cards. Our work, our passion in life, our life force. So this could represent a fire sign. This could be a Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries, Sun, Moon, or Rising. So think about any of those 3 signs, and think about if those are either your rising or your moon signs as well. They're facing each other. So it could be that you are offering your service to this other knight, and the knights, remember, like forward movement. They offer us the opportunity to either offer our services, or what we love to do, our love, our companionship. The cups are about that. Or the opportunity to be employed, or it could be about birth of a new project. But I do feel like both of these knights are saying, hey, we're offering you chances to enhance what you're doing, enhance the love of what you're doing, or at least some portion of it, and go forward with that, and at least feel like you are getting abundantly paid, or at least you're starting to. So, because this last card, the outcome is very, very positive. And these knights, again, are they represent people sort of in their midlife who are still working. The pages are the youth. The knights are the midlife. The queen and the king are, the queen is the one who has the essence of everything. She's done it. And the king is the master. So the knights mean that, yeah, you're for the most part, a lot of you are still working. You're still wanting to put your product, your service, your love for another person out there. Again, that could be about romance. But yeah, that's interesting that 2 knight cards came up in your clarification. Let me know in the comments below if or who these knights are, and this king as well. Okay, so we're going to add these up. 1 and 4 is 5, 6 and 21 is 27. Is that right? 21, 22, 26, 27. Yeah, 2 and 7 is 9, and 9 in numerology is about compassion and service to the world. A humanitarian type of person, but not doing it for free. You don't always work for free. And I feel like that you guys, especially this Knight of Cups that came up, I feel like this is you wanting to offer your services, and it means a lot to you, and so you're wanting it to mean a lot to other people. All right. And the 9 in the traditional tarot, or the major arcana rather, is the same as the Hermit card. And the Hermit card stands for going into your inner self, being introspective for enlightenment, personal growth, and inner wisdom. And that's a lot about what this outcome card means to you. Personal growth, enlightenment, introspection that you've done so that you can gain, so that you can grow personally, spiritually, financially, emotionally, loving, right?